Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah.
Is it time, Gigi?
Time, Gigi? Is it time, Gigi? Is it time, Gigi? Is it time, Gigi?
Gigi, is it time? Is it time, Gigi? Is it time to go read to Charlie? Let's go! I'm ready, Gigi.
I'm the chosen, snow is falling, Elfie's calling, check my list twice, most of y'all done. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, hurt my back, yeah. They say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, hurt my back, yeah.
Merry Christmas, Charlie. Just wanted to send you a greeting. Include that with Gigi's. Since this is Papa. I couldn't dance with Gigi before because I was playing in hell. So, just thinking about you, wishing you a Merry Christmas, you and your mom and your dad. Hope you get lots of presents.
There we go. Well, today is Christmas Eve. Big girl. So I'm going to read you a Christmas story. Let me tell you a little bit about Christmas. Now, when your daddy was growing up, we had special things that we would do for Christmas. Like, for many years, when I was growing up, probably when I was a teenager, Nana and myself and whoever else was in the house, we would help Nana make tamales. I spread masa, which I will show you how to do one day. And when I started a family, we wanted to have some traditions too. So I started making tamales. Your daddy didn't help so much because I think I started making tamales when he was a lot older. Your Tia Stacy, she helped me spread the masa. She's a very, very good masa maker, masa spreader. And she also makes tamales herself. And the recipe for the tamales that we have came from your Auntie Dee. What a nice lady, very nice. She showed the recipe, her tamale recipe to your Nana. Your Nana showed it to me. I showed it to your Tia Stacy. And I hope to show it to you one day. I know your daddy knows how to make the tamales too, because I did a YouTube video about how to make tamales. What I also used to do when they were little, your daddy and your Tia Stacy, I buy them pajamas that they would wear on Christmas. I would have them open it, and me and your grandpa would give it to them on Christmas Eve at midnight, and then we would have they would open them and they'd go to sleep in their Christmas pajamas. That's right. And then in the morning, your daddy and your Tia Stacy had to have everything ready, have Christmas music on, we'd make hot chocolate, and then when they had everything set up, then we get up, your grandpa and Gigi would get up, and then we'd open presents, yeah. And we'd have a special dinner, like I said, the tamales, and then usually at Nana's house, but I started doing it here at Gigi's house. But at Nana's house, we would all get together. It was always fun when we would get together with your Auntie Christy and your Uncle Jim and your Uncle Raymond and all their families and your Nana and Papa and your grandpa and me would go down there with your Tia, with all the cousins and your daddy and your Tia Stacy, and we have a big dinner. We have beans and rice and tamales and sometimes potato salad. And usually before we would open gifts, we would say a little prayer and would sing Happy Birthday to Jesus, because it's Jesus' birthday on Christmas as well. Not just Santa Claus, but it's also his birthday. So we would sing Happy Birthday, and then the kids would start opening the gifts, and then we'd have cake. Yeah, it was always real fun. So I look forward to sharing some of that with you when you get older too. But today, I'm going to read you a little Christmas story. It's called The Happy Snowman. You ready? This is a book called Treasury of Christmas Tales. Yep, Treasury of Christmas Tales. I've had this book a very long time. You know what I had fun when I saw you this weekend? I had never done a gingerbread house. Well, a gingerbread farm. That was fun. I like doing that. So when you come to Arizona, we're going to have to do a gingerbread when it's Christmas time. We'll have to try that. Yeah, because I never did that with your daddy and your Tia Chris. Don't know, Tia Stacy. Don't know why. I just never did. But anyway, it was lots of fun. And I look forward to doing that again. That was a great idea from your mama. I had fun doing that. All right, so let's get to reading The Happy Snowman. Did you see Jet dancing with me earlier? That was kind of funny, huh? Okay, here we go. It's snowing. Come look, Matt, said Ginny. It's coming down so fast, I can hardly see across the street. Matt ran to the window and saw that Ginny was right. The snow was beginning to cover everything in sight. He could hardly wait to get outside to play in the snow. He was sure all their friends would be at the park. Matt and Ginny ran to find their snow boots. I want to come too, said Mariana? Yeah? She always wanted to go where they went. No, said Matt. You're too little to go to the park with us. You're too little to go to the park with us now. Maybe later. Maybe when she got bigger, huh? See? She's little. Marianne, that's her name. Marianne. There she is. She's a little girl. Yeah. Lisa, Tracy, and Paul were already at the park. By the time Matt and Jenny got there, isn't this the greatest, said Tracy. The snow's so deep. Let's build a snowman, said Paul. A huge snowman as tall as we can make him. They got to work. It wasn't easy. They had to roll one great big snowball for the body, another for the chest, and then a smaller one for the head. See? They're rolling them right there. See the snowman? The big one, the medium-sized one, the little one. They got to work. It wasn't easy. Oh, I read that one. Okay, where do we go? Gigi's got to pay attention. They got to work. It wasn't easy. They had to roll one great big snowball for the body and another for the chest and then a smaller one for the head. After that was done, Jeannie said, he needs a face and some clothes, so everyone ran home to see what they could find. Lisa found some pieces of coal for the eyes and a button for the nose. Tracy borrowed her big brother's purple scarf, and Paul remembered the corncob pipe he used last Halloween. See? They're building the snowman. Let's see what it looks like. Matt and Jenny found an old pair of boots in the closet. Then they saw Mariana. I'm thinking I'm pronouncing it wrong. Playing with the best thing of all. She had helped Mother clean out the attic, and they found a black silk top hat, perfect for their snowman. Mariana, do you want to bring the hat for our snowman, said Jenny, and help us dress him up? Back at the park, Lisa put the button nose and coal eyes in the snowman's face. Tracy wrapped the purple scarf around his neck, and Paul stuck the corncob pipe in his mouth. Everyone clapped and cheered as Paul helped Jenny put the top hat on their snowman's head. What shall we name him? Asked Tracy. How about Frosty? Suggested Jenny. Yes, they all cried. So Frosty it was. See, Frosty the snowman. There's a black hat, there's his nose, his eyes, little buttons, corncob pipe, and his scarf, and the boots. That's cute, huh? Have you and your daddy and your mama made a snowman? Huh? I know it wasn't snowing when I was there. I was surprised. The children began to dance in a circle around Frosty. Then little Mariana said, I wish Frosty were alive so he could play with us. Just then, Matt looked up at Frosty's face. Oh my, he cried. Frosty just winked at me. They all looked just in time to see Frosty smile. He really was alive. Hooray, they cheered. Then they gave the snowman a big, big hug. Frosty began to laugh. Hey, I'm ticklish, he protested. Let's go. They all laughed and Frosty began to do a little dance. I wonder if he danced like Gigi and Jet, huh? The children stepped in line behind him. Suddenly there was a grand parade all around the park, with Frosty leading the way. See the snowman? Can you believe the snowman's walking around like that? Yeah, that's kind of funny, huh? After they had the parade around the park, Frosty said, Gee, this is fun. What else can we do? Let's go sledding, said Paul. They pulled their sleds to the top of the hill, got ready to have a race. Oh no, said Matt. What are we going to do now? Frosty's too big to fit in any of our sleds. Don't worry about that, laughed Frosty. Remember, I'm made of snow. All I have to do is lie down and slide. Watch. Frosty was right. He could slide as fast as the fastest sled. Just by lying on his back, what a race they all had. Look how fast he's going to go. Zoom! He's going right by the boys and girls, huh? Yeah. That night, Jenny, Matt, and Mariana could hardly wait to tell their parents about Frosty, a snowman who talks, dances, and sleds. Asked his father. Let's start that over again, because it's a question. A snowman who talks, dances, and sleds? Asked the father. Well, I'm afraid that's something I'd have to see to believe. But Frosty is a very special snowman, said Matt, and tomorrow we want to take him ice skating. Maybe we can borrow your skates. Sure, said the father. Since he's made of snow, I guess he won't get hurt if he takes a spill or two. Early the next morning, the children ran to find Frosty. Wait until we try ice skating, said Lisa. It's even more fun than sledding. When Frosty saw all the skaters in the pond, he said, I don't know. That looks kind of tricky. I'm not sure snowmen know how to ice skate. I think your mama might know. Yeah, I think so. Frosty bravely put on his skates and started off slowly. Hey, this isn't so bad. This isn't so hard, he said. This isn't so hard, he called. You were right. This is fun. He learned to skate in a figure eight and even lift 1 foot high in the air as he skated. Whee! He cried, tipping his top hat as he whizzed by. After a while, the children began to get cold. Come on, Frosty, said Tracy. Let's go into the warming house and warm up. My hands are freezing. They stepped into the little warming hut. Their hands and feet began to warm up, but they had forgotten something very important. Frosty was made of snow. Woo! This place doesn't feel good to me, he said. I'll wait outside, because snow will melt when it gets hot. That's right. Frosty waited for his friends outside. As he watched the other skaters, he noticed one little boy who was skating very near a sign that said, Danger, thin ice. Hey, watch out, called Frosty. But the little boy didn't care. The little boy didn't hear. He was skating right towards the house. He was skating right toward the thin ice. Quick as a wink, Frosty darted out onto the ice after the little boy. Just as the ice started to crack, Frosty caught him by the hand and pulled the boy to safety. Frosty was a hero. Everyone cheered. Weren't you scared? Asked Jeannie. What if you had fallen through the ice? Frosty smiled and said, You forgot. I'm made of snow. A little cold doesn't bother me. That's right. The cold doesn't bother Frosty because he's made of snow. And snow is ice, frozen water. Yeah. The next morning, Jeannie looked out the window. Oh no, she said, it's raining. What will happen to Frosty? Matt said he thought maybe the rain would stop soon, but the rain did not stop. It rained all that day. The children watched and worried about their friend Frosty. Finally, the next morning, the rain stopped and the sun came out. Let's go to the park to see how Frosty is, said Matt. Come with us, Dad. When they got to the park, they looked all around. They didn't see Frosty anywhere. Finally, Jeannie called out, Look over there, I see Frosty's hat by the tree. But there was a little lump of snow next to the Frosty. But there was only a little lump of snow next to the hat. Frosty was gone. See, he melted. Kind of sad. Frosty melted. Because of the rain, it got too hot for him. Yeah. Let's see what happens next, okay? Hold on. They all stood looking at the hat and the little pile of snow. Mariana picked up the hat sadly. Then her father said, Look, he said, under Frosty's hat he left you a sign that he'll be back next year. And sure enough, there it was. A tiny little flower, just the color of Frosty's purple scarf, had pushed up through the snow. It almost seemed to smile and say, See you next year. So even though the snowman melted, he was leaving a message to his friends that he was going to see them next winter. Isn't that pretty cool? You and your mom and dad are going to have to make snowmans. I thought for sure I'd be able to make snowmans with you, or a snowman. I don't know about snowmen, but a snowman. But it was raining. Oh, kind of sprinkling. But I had fun when we went to Augsburg. That was great when we saw the Santa Claus. I know you were quite surprised too, I know. But I look forward to seeing you soon. And I want you to have a Merry Christmas, because I am sure you're on Santa's nice list. Because I saw you with that little boy at school. You're such a sweet little girl. Well, baby girl, I want you to know that I'm going to miss you this Christmas. I'm glad I was able to see you. But you always remember what Gigi says. Gigi says she loves her baby girl to the moon and back, baby girl, to the moon and back. Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, big hugs and kisses to mom and daddy, you and. What does Gigi say? Gigi says loves baby girl to the moon and back. Feliz Navidad.
Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season.